This is Ramblin'&Gamblin, and I wanted to bring in the big guns. My analytics guy, the man behind the scenes. We got a money board this week.
I love this board. I want to say thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be in the presence of the Lock God. We had a great win on Thursday night. I'm ready to jump into some of these picks.
Let's get right into it. First up for our week 3 picks, we got the Falcons Giants. Now, I was all on the sizzle train last year. I think it's time to start the sizzle train this year. We laid off the first 2 weeks, but I saw a quote from Arthur Smith this week, the coach for the Falcons. He said he really wants to win this one. And that's enough for me. The Falcons are 0-2. I think they're due for a win here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons have given up more points than anybody in the NFL this season, but I think that's going to relate in the locker room. I think those guys are going to come out ready to play. The Giants don't have anything really to put up points on the Falcons, so I think they're going to come out ready to play to get this win.
Yeah, I think the Falcons will get that win. So we'll take the Falcons +3 there. Next up, Colts Titans. I like the Titans here. Titans -5.5. I think the Titans, coming into the season, we thought they were going to be really good, and I think they're going to look like we thought they were going to be and look sharp this game from start to finish and take it to the Colts. Titans -5.5. What do you got?
I like the Titans too. Carson Wentz said he's going to do everything possible to play on Sunday, but I just don't think that he has what it takes. I think he's made out of paper mache, and I think Ellinger's going to come into play for the Colts, and they're going to get slaughtered by the Titans. I
think they're going from a bad situation with Wentz to even worse, a banged up Wentz or a backup. Yeah, the Titans are going to have their way with the Colts there. Next up, Saints, Pats. I like the Saints here. The Saints, they've been up against some tough teams this year. I think they've been sharpened up and will play some good football against the Patriots.
They haven't really played anyone this season.
Yeah, they haven't looked that good. Mac Jones, they haven't been moving the ball too. They're putting up like a 20, low 20 points. I don't think that's going to be enough to cover against the Saints. If we get anything close, Saints +3, I think it's a safe bet. Saints are on my bounce back list. Yeah. Saints +3. Next up, Jets Broncos. We talked about this earlier. You want to stay away. I can't. Jets are getting 10.5 points here. 10.5 points. That's too many points. Jets have to have some kind of positivity in this game. I think they'll have either defensively or offensively. Something's going to shift, and they'll play some kind of good football and enough to cover. I can't stay away from 10.5 points. I'm taking the Jets, 10.5. And Bucs, Rams, we also talked about this. You are staying away from this. You don't know which side to call. I am playing my emotional hedge here. Okay? Either way we win. I'm taking the Bucs. I do think they're just playing better than the Rams. Even though, in my core, I hope Tom Brady gets seriously injured in this game and the Bucs get blown out. I'm taking the Bucs. Either way we win, but Bucs -1.5. I think they will end up winning it. Damn it. But Lions, next up, Lions Ravens. What's the line on this one?
Line's 8.5 points.
The Ravens lucked their way into a win last week. We don't want to go back there, but 8.5?
8.5.
It's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
Too many points.
I think it's too many points. 8.5. Jared Goff has been moving the ball. The Hawkinson Jared Goff connection is a strong connection. The Lions have been able to put up points. I think they'll keep it close. +8.5. I feel good about that. Next up, Bills Washington. What do you got?
This is another record game. Josh Allen, if he throws for 300 yards with no interceptions, he's going to join an elite group of people like Patrick Mahomes and Peyton Manning that have done so in their first 3 games of this season. I think he's really going to be playing his heart out to get that record. And a fun fact for you, the Bills haven't lost to the Washington football team since 1993.
Whoa!
Yes.
Like that. That's a juicy stat. I think the Bills are due for a passing barrage, a barrage of touchdowns. 35-point game at least. And it'll be enough to cover against Washington. Heineke, he held can he be consistently? Can he consistently stay in these games, win games? The Bills offensively are going to just smother the Washington football team, in my opinion. I'm taking the Bills -7. Next up, Raiders Dolphins. This one's easy to me. This one's a no-brainer. Do you want to put your money on the Dolphins?
Yeah, as much as I don't want to put my money on the Raiders, I think I'm leaning Raiders. They look a lot better than they have in the last few years, but this is another one of those emotional hedges where I can't stand the Raiders. I don't know if I'm going to take them, but I'm going to take them.
The Raiders, I want to get some separation in the West for the Chiefs, but I can't put my money on the Dolphins. They're due for some crumble games. So are the Raiders, though. But I will be taking the Raiders this week. I believe in the Raiders more than I do in the Dolphins.
Jacoby Brissett doesn't have to. He just doesn't. He's old.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, two is out.
He's out.
Two is out. That's big for the Raiders. Raiders -3.5. Lock it in. Next up, this is a great game. 49ers, Green Bay.
Revenge game.
Oh, that's right.
2019 NFC Championship.
2019 NFC Championship. Green Bay still bitter. I'm taking Green Bay. Green Bay +3. I think the offense is starting to really roll, and when the Green Bay machine is really going, they can beat any team except for the Chiefs. But Green Bay, I feel safe about that. +3. If it's a field goal game, we at least push. It's 49ers. Green Bay +3 for me.
Green Bay.
And last up on the list, Seahawks, Vikings. I don't get this line. Seahawks -1.5. The Vikings are 0-2. Possible hungry dog situation here.
Both coming off some pretty rough wins last week, or losses last week. They both lost very close games. Seahawks going into overtime and not winning that. And the Vikings almost pulled it off against the Cardinals, but I don't think they have the juice in the tank this week to beat the Seahawks. I really don't. And Russell Wilson plays good in the first half of the season, kind of crumbles in the second half, but I think he's going to come out on fire, and they're going to really give it to the Vikings.
And I think that loss last week for the Seahawks put some hungry dog in them as well. The Seahawks are a more talented team than the Vikings. I think this line is way too low. I'm going Seahawks -1.5. I will be going to the Chiefs game later on, so I will be giving my Chiefs pick there. They have yet to cover a spread. Will we be taking the Chiefs? Find out. Stay tuned. Speed, I want to thank you for coming on. This is Ramblin'&Gamblin.